And they really got after it in transition early on when the emphasis was get it in the post. They found another way to beat Baylor early.
Absolutely. Huge start for this Texas team, playing inside out, opened up early for some of these outside jumpers.
We see very early on that we're just going to run. I mean, Texas, they pushed the tempo. They decided how they want it to play, and this is a shot you love with Jay Holmes trailing.
From the tip, push the ball in transition, good things will happen. John Holmes, top of the key, nailed it.
Do you notice the time is buzzing and ticking and doing some cool stuff? This is showing us how fast the Texas is scoring. 7 seconds, that play, 3 seconds to set up Javon Felix 4-3.
Isaiah Taylor, that transition offense, big emphasis for Texas.
Oh, and there's your guy, Javon Felix.
Javon!
It was perfect, 5 of 5 from three-point range in the first half. 4 of those 5 three-pointers in transition.
All good looks. Transition threes are wide open, too. That's another advantage.
And it's scary when Javon Felix gets going like this. Texas is a very difficult team to beat. Another transition look.
No way!
Oh, man. So you're just going with this if you're Coach Barnes, right? I mean, you can set up the post later.
Absolutely. Grab a bag of popcorn.
And Isaiah Taylor, just skip it one more time to Felix. Let him do his thing. Tying the school record for most three-pointers in a half without a miss. Then Cam Ridley got going. Big fella, got his moments and made the most of them once he got them.
I mean, that right there, Lowell, that's a pro move. 8-foot turnaround jumper.
The message to this team, you gotta work. Cam put in the work after those 2 losses and before the buzzer. You can prance to that locker room when you've got a 15-point
Absolutely.
lead.
Huge first half effort for Texas.
But different story in the second half. Isaiah Taylor trying to thread the needle to the guy we call Lambert Connor, does not work. And what is this? Baylor gets going in transition. The best three-point shooting team in the Big 12 held to 2 of 10 from 3 in the first half, but they got it going in the second half with Brady Heslip. But there's a rebuttal.
Texas always found a way to answer, give them credit during this second half.
This turned into a very good one-on-one matchup with Javon Felix and Kenny Cherry on the other end for the Baylor Bears. Back and forth we go. Felix putting another three-pointer down. He had 7 three-pointers, a career high for Javon Felix.
Great night for Javon.
9.5 minutes left. Texas nursing that 6-point
That's a great shot. Big high release, great shot for Baylor right there.
And Kenny Cherry absolutely taken out of the first matchup against Taylor in Waco. And all of a sudden, guys that we don't say a lot, like Royce O'Neal, start coming alive for Baylor.
Royce!
3-point game, that could be the play of the game. How does Jonathan Holmes do that?
Big play, crashing the glass, work on it every day, give Jay Holmes, bowl in the china closet right there.
And the tip, if you're playing 21, you go back to 0 after a play like that. And of course, you gotta get the Taylor runner.
The floater finally came alive. It's been dormant for a little bit, but it came alive big right there.
So that was a 9-point lead. But Corey Jefferson scores 3 straight buckets for Baylor, all off offensive rebounds.
Now you can see the coaching staff over there getting twitchy for the Texas team. Got to block out, got to finish those defensive possessions.
Isaiah Taylor. Cherry tries to sell the push-off, but Taylor gets it to go with 47 seconds left. Defense, Big Cam.
Big Cam, get it out.
And he's just jogging back the other way. He knows he did his work right there. And no doubt about this one, Cam Ridley putting his imprint literally on this ball game with a swat to end it.
What a group effort. Great defense, way to protect the paint to win the game.
Javon, when we spoke after the Oklahoma State game and you went 6 for 8 from 3, you said you'd never experienced a night like that. How does 7 of 9 feel?
Feels good. Kind of feel the same, but I mean 7 is better, so it's better.
How were you able to get the open looks you got tonight?
We did a good job on defense, and that led to our, I got a lot of shots in transition, and Isaiah did a good job pushing the ball, finding me in transition, and we just credit our defense for that.
How did this defense fuel the offense? What was the defense doing particularly well to shut down Baylor?
We played the scout report well. Coach Ogden, he went over with us. He told the post stay down and told us crash the boards when Isaiah and Corey Jefferson shoot the ball. That's what we did. We were able to get rebound in position and get out.
What about the post play from your team? I heard the emphasis this week was on getting the ball to Cam and keeping him happy. Do you think Cam is a happy man tonight?
Yeah, he's happy tonight. We told him before the game, he was like, if you really want it, we're going to throw it to you. So we're going to see what you do with it. And he showed us tonight.
For a team coming off of back-to-back road losses, what does it mean to you all with 3 games now left on the schedule to get this win at home as you look ahead to the postseason?
It was good for us to get us back on track. We let 2 get away from us, but it's all 1 game at a time, and that's how we look at it. And we got these next couple games coming up, and we just got to play them strong and do what we do.
Coach, as far as this game goes, where does it come down to? How did you guys win this game?
Well, we were really good early. I thought we came out and we really wanted to establish putting the ball inside, and I thought our big guys really worked hard, and I thought we did a good job putting it in there. And Javon, you know, we played inside out. He got some good looks at it. Isaiah really did a good job of spacing, getting the ball where we needed to get it in transition to give us a chance to do what we practice. And defensively, we were good. I mean, DeMarcus Holland was terrific in the first half. He made a couple unbelievable plays, and then we'd gotten them in foul trouble, and we came out the second half, and you got to give them credit. They went right back in there, put us in foul trouble, and Kenny Cherry played great, but there were a lot of good things. Cam was, we struggled tonight when Cam wasn't in the game. You know, we didn't get what we need to get from our bench, and you know, we had some, you think back to the start of the game, we had the lead and made some substitutions that we need to make, and they got back in it, and so we've got to get more production from the bench.
In terms of Javon and coming out and shooting the way he did early, how crucial is that for you guys to be able to open up the floor, respect the shot, and know that Javon's feeling it tonight? What does that open up for you guys?
Well, one, they're not going to leave him, and so you really get a chance to play 4-on-4 in there if you want to do it, and then you can get into some ball screen action on his side, and if they're not going to help. We actually had a chance the very first time we ran a little ball screen action where I think it was Cam that had rolled in there, and the guy in the slot had a chance to throw the lob because they did not help off of Javon. And that's what you want. They're going to stay out there. I thought Javon was patient, too. I don't think he really tried to force anything. But at times, even in the second half, you look at they shot great in the second half, but it goes back to our turnovers, too. I mean, against the zone, I mean, you can't turn it over. And that allowed them to get down the floor. I think Brady Heslop had 2 threes, and one of them had nothing to do other than the fact we turned it over, and they found him in transition, which they do a good job of.
Well, you mentioned Cam and how much of a force he was when he was on the court. What's the difference in a game like this compared to the previous couple of games where he struggled?
Well, the difference is if you don't take vacations, you don't lose your voice. You're able to
hey, this has nothing to do with the little skiing in Breckenridge at all.
Well, it's obvious you're out of shape right now. Your voice can't take it. But anyway, what I think Cam did tonight was he really fought for his space. He really did. He did an incredible job of doing his work early, getting down. And the only thing we actually told him to do was we just want him to attack the rim. And but he was getting ready, and that little jump shot, he can make it. Cam's got terrific hands. He can pass the ball. And but tonight, our guards, I would tell you that we could still throw it in there more. But he did a good job going to get it some too, and we did a better job feeding the post.
But how do you balance that when your guards are also in a rhythm, hitting those shots from the outside?
Well, that's actually a good question coming from you.
Thank you. Once, right? I mean, come on.
You know, we so emphasized putting the ball inside the last 2 days because we did such a poor job of doing what we wanted to do at Kansas. And so you worry as a coach going in that we're just going to have tunnel vision and throw it away. But Javon, I think, was the guy that kept us from doing that because, you know, when he was open, he took his shots. But and Isaiah did a couple times when he was tired, tried to just throw it. But again, we did a good job tonight for the most part, not just seeing one thing.
You know, as a coaching staff, I know you guys love DeMarcus Holland and what he does, and really maybe more than anyone embodies what Texas basketball is all about. But you look at the stat sheet from a fan's point of view, and he's got, 2 points and 6 rebounds and 2 assists. But talk about the importance that it may not show up on the stat sheet, but how he really affects the game out there.
The energy. You know, actually when we had the big lineup out there, we felt like we needed to create more energy, and we brought him back in the game. And he's a guy that's going to fight and scrap, and he and Javon both defensively were pretty good. I mean, Javon, we can talk about his points. Again, he did a pretty good job defensively too, standing and doing what we wanted with the scouting report. I think he picked up 2 fouls on their post players where he worked hard at getting outside the ball screen. They stepped out, and those are huge plays because their post guys were in some serious foul trouble, obviously early, and But DeMarcus, it's the details that he does, and he guy's feet off of the block he made was incredible. That was a great play, and he earns his time because, I mean, you guys watch him practice, he does it every day.
Right.
We were a little confused because when we heard from Javon, he talked about Chris Ogden doing a good job getting them prepared, and we were just wondering if we misheard something. Chris
Who
Ogden.
said that?
Javon.
Javon?
Yeah.
Well, first of all, you got to understand, Drew and Augie are great friends, and I'm sure Drew had something to do with it.
That's right. I was up late last night with Augie scouting
Yeah,
Baylor.
I'm sure Drew told him what he needed to do, and I'm sure from you taking time to break down game footage going in, you probably had, and you're a good friend with Augie. I'm sure you guys somewhere along the line helped him.
Of course. So we will take credit for this win, Texas over the Baylor Bears. See you for a taping of Game Plan coming up on Thursday.
Vacation tomorrow.